like different okay. Okay.
Okay.
I think we had a little issue with Periscope. It was like,
Yeah, we did. We did. Sorry, we're back.
okay. Little short thing. Hopefully it didn't go off for too long. But
I didn't. I just looked down and saw it.
we might be doing like, I hope that wasn't like 15 seconds. But anyway, we're talking about the police officers. That was like our little musical break. So I know what I can do with this now. I have some editing to do when I get home. But
Can you edit this since we're live?
I'm not gonna edit it. I'm just like where it cut off. That's where I'm gonna throw in some music or something.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll
figure it out.
I'll figure it out at home. But it's true that at home the police officers are a little
Jumping?
jumpy.
Yeah, look at you.
Sometimes they have reason.
Yeah.
And I know if I was a police officer, and that's the thing, if we ever put ourselves into the shoes of other people, like the men and women in blue, and then if they would put themselves into our shoes as citizens as well. And we'll see, that's the thing. Like everybody's scared of everybody. I think that's what the biggest thing is.
But see, there's another thing is that what we see, what they're doing on TV and what we get on the media, that's not happening all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, wash your hand. It's not happening all over the place. Okay, whatever happened to Sandra in Texas was horrible.
All right.
It was very horrible. There's no justification. There's no rhyme, no reason for nothing like that to go on.
Right.
But to say that, all the cops down there ain't acting crazy.
No.
Because in Arlington and Dallas, I remember I got stopped coming from viewing my mom's body when she passed away. And the cop stopped me. And I was like, oh, Lord, okay. Because I knew he was going to ask me, where you coming from.
Right.
And so, I came and my cousin was on the phone. I was like, okay, you have to put your phone down. You have to end that conversation.
Right.
We ain't trying to. And so he was like, hi, how you doing? I was like, good. He was like, where you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going over here and just show him I knew I lived, where I lived there and stuff. Oh, because my license at the time was from Georgia.
Okay.
So I was like, no, my dad is over here, da-da-da. And he goes, oh, where you coming from? Kind of hesitated. And I was like, oh, I went to go see my mom's body, and
right.
I was like, how many times has this cop heard this excuse or something like that? And I'm like, I'm not lying to you. This is what's happening.
Right.
And so he was like, oh, okay, and kind of gave me, he was like, okay, just slow down. The speed limit over here is not 45, it's 40. It's not 45, so you can't go 50, it's 40, I was like, oh, okay, thank you, officer. I was polite.
Right.
What you supposed to be, how you supposed to be.
Right.
So all of them are assholes. I mean, my sister has gotten out of more tickets. Oh no, my sister has gotten out of more tickets than anybody I know.
We have a visitor. So, well, when you're in a public park, and you're on a public bench.
Which I like about Friends. There's a lot of public parks and spaces around.
Well, okay. So, going back to Texas.
Yeah.
Go back to Texas. So, your uncle from Port Arthur. Now, he's with other family right
Oh, yeah.
now.
We have a ton of family that's right down the road, right up the road. So, they're kind of all supporting each other and helping each other. And it's a big rally.
Right. And I don't know, how can people help other people out in Texas? Like,
I don't know. I'm sure there's a website. I'm not 100% yet because Daddy hasn't gone. I haven't looked it up because since Daddy is family, if there's something I want to give or do or get, it's like, okay, Daddy.
Directly.
Yeah, I got a direct connection. I'm sure there's a website or something. I don't know about going to the Red Cross.
Yeah, we've heard some issues with the Red Crosses. They're not necessarily, the money isn't necessarily
all the money ain't going where it's
supposed to go.
Yeah, so I would look up, just Google, like we do nowadays with everything else. Google it. Type in Port Arthur, help for Port Arthur, or help for Houston, or maybe help for Miami. Or Puerto Rico, or Dominican Republic. Mexico. I mean, all those places
All
that
of
just
it, yeah.
my family, yes, is in Texas and in Port Arthur, but you know, all these places at this time need help. We had friends in Miami.
I have friends in Miami.
Yeah, and they got I think their apartment, they were in a high rise, so they didn't have that much damage. I say if anything they had, the car probably got messed up, but you know, all these places need help at this time, so
yeah,
check them all out. If you know.
I was trying to remember, there were some young girls that I was teaching recently, gave them some classes or whatever, and their family moved to Florida, I think less than a month and a half ago.
Oh God.
This is the Gassner family. Hi. And they're one of their first lessons was in hurricane preparation, and they ended up going to Savannah, Georgia, and with it wasn't Irma, it was with Jose.
Oh, okay, so the second because the first one that hit was Irma,
and then with the second one
it was Jose.
It's Jose, and it came right up in there.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh my gosh, these kids are going to get their first lesson in hurricane preparedness, and it's going to be twofold because once they left an area where they were living near Miami, and then they went up to Savannah, and when you looked at the trajectory for the hurricane, it was going like
it was going that way.
I was like, and it wasn't like directly, but they were going to get like
they were going to get the rain and the wind and
everything else. So.
It changed. You'd be surprised what a hurricane can change, even though you're not that close. Because for my dad, of course, he didn't get hit, but he got where he is. He got the rain. You know, he got a couple of days of rain and stuff. Because right about now it's normally warm. It's normally hot. It's not summer hot, but it's hot. And this time though, they got plenty of rain. He was telling
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to do my little Texas shout outs as well. Val, hey cousin Val, and Nedra and Latanya, and John K.
Oh, I know Latanya.
White.
What's what?
That's her last name.
Oh no, this ain't that ain't her last name.
Latanya, Ingrid, I think a lot of people from my high school out there.
So
hi y'all.
Okay, I was gonna give one big shout out because I can give a shout out to Chelsea, Taylor, Fred, Whitley,
like they say.
My uncle Gary, Gary Willie. Who is it? Michael Dean and Houston. All them folks. Yeah.
And if we didn't mention you, it's not because we don't love you. It's just we relaxing in the park digesting our food.
Oh, hold on. Let me give a shout out to my friend in DC. Hey, Rayka. Yeah.
Southern girl.
Yeah. It's Virginia. She's in Virginia. She's south of the Mason-Dixon line. That's still
north.
That's the
north.
south.
That's
the south.
That's still north.
You south of the Mason-Dixon line. That's south. Virginia is south. Yes.
I disagree.
South Carolina, North Carolina, all that's the south.
So we were talking about Baton Rouge. We got Baton Rouge off the list. You're gonna be traveling soon. You're gonna be going.
Yes, I'm gonna be going back to Texas for Thanksgiving. Got stuff in my face. Got stuff there.
Well, that's usually what we do. We're gonna go home, and that's what we usually do.
Yeah.
Chill out, check things out. Still checking out this Periscope, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking it. Although I'm doing like probably some stuff I ain't supposed to.
Well, chewing gum,
smacking gum, scratching, doing stuff. You know, hey.
So give y'all a little look of what's happening. Sorry if it's
because hopefully you can hear it. Hey, I'm visiting. Show the visitor.
Ta-da! Well, so this is a really nice day in Southwest Toulouse.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do this again sometime. I like Periscope.
I think so too, except for the 2-3 times it shut off.
Musical interlude, put you some music on. You know, it's like when you work out, you take that break before you start the next repetition. I'm gonna need you to
keep going.
I'm gonna need you to pick up a weight of 3.
We keep going. No music. Keep going.
I need
dig deep.
Yeah, I dig deep with some music.
So you were telling me earlier we were getting prepared for this, but usually how we get prepared is talk.
Yeah.
And you were telling me about some of your exercises that you're doing now, and one of them was moon salutation.
Yes, I started doing Well, first I started doing Kundalini yoga in the morning to wake up my spine, which at first I was like, oh, I don't want to do
She said Kundalini.
I think she's 12, y'all. And then, so I've been doing Kundalini yoga to wake up my spine in the morning.
Okay.
And then to close it out at night, I've been doing moon salutations. I guess I need to start doing sun salutations then, huh?
What's the difference between the two? I know sun salutations.
Sun salutations and moon salutations, the moves are different in both of them.
Okay.
It's the sequence, the postures are different, the poses are different.
Okay. Y'all can look that up on Google.
Oh, YouTube.
Or YouTube. That's
Yeah,
right.
we ain't getting paid, but shout out pay.
So this is a nice little experiment. And so if y'all didn't hear earlier, the reason why we're on Periscope today is because Canal Sud, where Lagniappe is usually broadcast, the members of the permanent staff are on strike today because of workers' rights issues here in France. So it's
what workers' rights? What issues could they possibly have?
Well, if, for example, they give owners of businesses more rights to not pay you for overtime, for example. I'm just going to use that one example. I'm like, say, what now?
Yeah, no, it makes sense, but they have a lot. I guess for me, it's unusual because they do have so many rights here.
We do.
That we don't get in America. That are just.
And one interesting thing about that, though, is they have the feeling that if they don't fight for the rights that they do have, that eventually they will lose.
Yeah, they will go away, and I do understand that.
So I'm like, I like the 6-week vacation. I also like, having nice little health care. And, but it
still feels, Omar and I still think it's funny when we go to the, shout out to my husband. It's funny to go to the pharmacy and not pay for any prescription. I think I paid for one prescription. It was eye drops to keep my eyes moist, and I think when I did do that, I only paid €2, so I paid an equivalent of $2.50. Went to the hospital, had to stay for a little bit. I think our total bill ended up being like €800 and some change. We ended up getting like more than half of that back. Now that's healthcare.
That's what I'm talking about. But sometimes we wonder. Now, I don't want to buck this system at all, but sometimes we wonder if, we're paying so little. Why are people paying so much at home?
Because it's big pharma.
Oh, wow. Why do you got to pay so much? Why do people at home? For example, I'm on medication for quote unquote life.
Okay.
For life. At home, the same medication that I'm taking costs $300 for half. Let's say 75 pills or whatever costs $300 at home. Here, 150 of the same little pill costs $150.
Do you pay for that $150?
No.
So you don't even come out your pocket.
No.
And I think it's because I think that also has to do with taxes here. You pay a lot more taxes here. But I'd rather pay those taxes and have this good health care and not have to worry about, because at home, people don't go to the doctor until they get sick. You're supposed to have preventative
You're almost
care.
about to die.
Yeah, until you on your last. Well, not only because of how much it costs, but at home you also expected to, if you, depending on your job and who you work for, even though you sick, you can't call in sick. You may have used all your sick days. Don't have children, because if you got to call in sick because they're sick, then what are you gonna do?
Right.
And then you don't have enough vacation, if vacation at all, to even use those days to even dip into.
Yeah, I know. I remember my uncle worked for Uniroyal before it changed over to another company. He'd been there for like 30 years. He worked from...
He finally had 5 weeks of vacation after like 31.
3.
See?
3.
And when you work here, you get what, 3-4 weeks off top. I mean, of course, you can't take them like the next day you start working.
Of course not. I mean,
but
usually
you
have
still
a grace period. I mean, like a probationary period. And
but
then
the minute that
6.
probationary period is over, you get 4, 5, 6 weeks worth of vacation.
Yeah, I ain't complaining. But sometimes, and make the statement, I'm not here for my health, and then I'm like, well, I kind of am. I kind of am.
My husband be wanting to move. I'm like, I'm not ready.
Do they have the same program in Italy as well?
I think so. I think yes, it's pretty much the same. I mean, I don't know about the reimbursement. I mean, I wasn't there long enough to really take advantage of it like I am here. I mean, I've been here 6-7 years.
And how long were you in Italy?
I was in Italy for 3 or 4 months. And
world traveler.
The only thing I got to do there, healthcare wise, was see the doctor, and then check on my high iron, because at the time I had high iron.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I don't think we paid anything for that. But then again, he was a friend of the family. But then again, I think I did have medical coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, even still, it wasn't even crazy. I remember, and instead of going somewhere to get my blood drawn, we had a nurse come to the home.
Okay.
And he was a friend of the family, so he squeezed me in. He got me in like really early in the morning. And when I tell you, that nurse was the best nurse I ever had with a needle, because I don't like needles. But he was talking to me. My mother-in-law was talking to me on one side, and he was handling business on the other. And she said, he's done. I was like, but I ain't finished. Like, are you sure? And I asked her that. I said, are you sure? She goes, yeah. I looked over. He was finished. I didn't feel a thing.
Right.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I could have been asleep. I could have stayed asleep. He could have come to the room.
Well, you mentioned something that was interesting about a doctor actually coming to the house.
Yeah, a nurse.
A nurse. But we actually have doctors that still make house calls.
Yeah, they still. The doctor that I went to in Italy, even Omar had told me, if you're old enough or for some reason you can't get out of the house, he'll come to the house.
That's true.
My doctor here, it's in Grenada, because that's where I live. My doctor in Grenada, you can't visit him in the morning because he's out making house calls.
Right.
And actually, when I was sick, I actually had a nurse come to my home, and I didn't have to pay for that.
Right.
Which was amazing.
I did. I had to write a check. But then it was reimbursed afterwards.
Well, see, it was reimbursed. I didn't even have to do that, though. I mean, you got reimbursed. I didn't have to pay for it. If we had that in America, child, somebody would have to take out a second loan on their home.
That's so sad, but it's true.
It is. It's sad. Because it's big pharma. And then when I go to the doctor's office and I have issues, he's not trying to push drug A, B, and C on me.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, okay, what's wrong? Let's figure this out. Let's do this. Okay, I need you to try this medicine. Let's work on this. Not, I got this new pill in today.
Well, the doctors at home get a lot of pressure. I mean, I had my doctor that's here, who actually explains he has visits from different medical facilities and whatever else, and so I know that I'm being distracted by a little girl in little Nike tennis shoes.
I'm doing the same thing.
But
a tattoo girl with a
tattoo on her arm and everything. But anyway, so he was telling me how there are pharmaceutical companies that come and make visits and say, look, why don't you try this for your patients and whatever. And he's like,
no.
He'll say that. But to us, he'll say, they came by, but this is what I'm giving you because this seems to work for you. So.
Right, exactly.
So that's what makes the difference, is that if the doctors are really geared towards their patients and not towards their pocketbooks. But it can be a complicated issue, and woo! Glad we're here and we don't have to really think about that
exactly.
too much. So. But yeah, so here we are, Periscope, Lanyap,
Southern
coconut
water,
coconut water, she kind of bougie because she got the coconut water.
It's not bougie, it's cheap.
Well, it's cheaper. And you can buy that and it can be little things.
Yeah, it depends on who you get.
But I never really understood the craze behind coconut water.
Oh, I like the way it tastes.
Oh. She's the only one. Just kidding.
It's delicious.
Just kidding. But my favorite is the aloe vera juice.
I tried it. Mine had chunks in it.
That's what keeps your skin nice.
If I put it on my...
When you get to be over 40, this is...
Well, I'm not over 40, so... I don't think I had that problem.
No. Black only cracks when it's under a lot of stress. And then even when it is under a lot of stress, it's...
I put the cream on. I do my
Put the cream
oils.
on. Put the cream on. So yeah, we were talking about... Oh, look, somebody's in the background.
You don't know. He got up in there.
People laid out. Somebody had a
we in France, they always laid out on the park. That's what I love about it. It's like it's park time. We gonna go. Somebody, they look dead over there. Look, you see it?
Oh, she tanning.
Oh, look dead. I thought it was dead.
Oh, because if she was there and the other person's sitting right next to her.
That don't mean he didn't kill her. And he's just reading the book right now until he know what to do.
Nah. I think we all right. I think she all right.
Okay. I hope so.
She all right. She all right.
I ain't a witness.
No, you don't know. But maybe Periscope listeners might be. Okay, so tell me about your essential oils again.
Okay. Well, what you want to know?
What are you using it, and you know, you're talking about how and why you're using it.
I mean,
how and why?
Relax. I'm using at the moment. I'm using a lot. I'm using peppermint, and I use it when I brush my teeth. I use it on my toothpaste, and then I use lemon oil, and I use it in a diffuser with rosewood and lavender.
Notice the jewelry. We'll talk about that later. We'll do that later.
I gotta point it out. You ain't talking about what's on my hand. Anyway, stop. And then let's see. So rosewood, lavender, and lemon in a diffuser. I use lemon by itself on my face and my neck, and then to keep it bright, to make it bright. That's what they say. And then I use lavender all over my body.
Meaning shiny, luminous.
To keep me bright. Yeah, whatever. They know. Hopefully they putting lotion on their face. And then I use lavender all over my body, or my head and my face, also on my shoulders and on my pillows at night to relax and be zen and sleep good. And rosewood is also good for the hormones and stuff. And it smells good. And it's a whole lot cheaper than rose oil. I'm not ready for that deal yet. Not ready.
That's what the internet is for. They got some cheap ones on the internet.
Yeah, but I want to touch it and feel it in you. Have it right there.
Rose of Damascus.
I know
that's what you're working. That's what you're working towards.
That's what I'm working towards.
Rose of Damascus.
I'll get it next month. At the end of this month.
Right. And so now I guess we can move on.
Oh, and I'm using tea tree oil. Sorry, y'all.
No, tea tree is really good.
I'll use it on my scalp. Don't look at my grays as I point them out.
Yeah, as she points them out to you, don't look. Don't look. So,
well, yeah, tea tree oil is good because they say it's a disinfectant.
It works.
And lavender and lemon oil, I want to call it citron. Lavender and lemon oil, they both work to keep, if you got a cat doing some business you don't want it to do, you put it in a water bottle, you put a couple of drops in a water bottle with water, and you spray that area, and it keeps the cat away. I had to learn that from my friend.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, friend. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about another little item. Can you hold this for a second?
Yeah. She put me to work.
Holding the Samsung. Trying to get a little drink of water.
I got it.
Now you can talk about your jewelry directly yourself about what you're doing.
I can stop
where they
smacking, huh?
Yeah.
See, my little. Get up close. Get up
that
close.
Samsung camera is good. Thank you
Yeah,
very
it
much.
is. See, so I made that myself. A brooch, lapel pin. Put it where you want to put it. I usually, if I'm wearing a hat, tied my grays, I put it on my little hat, and it's a little brooch I made out of polymer clay. And I did the little fabric well, I bought the fabric, but I made the little petal myself. And you can find it on my Etsy shop, on Etsy.com, ETSY.com. Aisha, AISHA, Scotto, SCOTTO, art. All one word. So Aisha Scotto art, they're for sale. See? I have this one. I have a barrage of styles and colors, and I like to keep them multicolored so that way you can put them with whatever. I got on a t-shirt, a gray jacket. Who's sporting jewelry? I am. I'm also on Instagram. Ooh, the gram baby. Same name, Aisha Scotto art. AISHA Scotto, SCOTTO ART art. So come check me out. Buy something. You might just like it. And each brooch.
Buy some. You might just like it.
You might just like it. And each brooch or lapel pin comes with its own card. And the card is also has a painting that I've done on it. It has a drawing or a painting of some sort that I've done myself. So it's not one of those standard stock, print name things. I've also wrote my name on there in my own handwriting. And I've also drawn you a specific little picture for you. And each picture on the brooch card is something different. So it's a little extra something special. The brooch, none of them are ever replicated. I mean, the style may be the same, but the colors are different. They're even if they're close, they're just similar. They're never each one is its own unique brooch. And so each card that comes with it is also its own unique card. No two cards, no two brooches are ever the same.
All right. And it's true. So when y'all get a chance, check that out, because Aisha is making it happen.
Yeah, I've also done some for little kids. I did one for my friend's niece, and she loves it. It's a little pink square button, let's say, with two little fabric petals, and the little girl just loves it. So, I'm excited. Would you stop it already?
Well, it's my telephone.
It's her hand, y'all.
I'm glad. I hope y'all didn't hear that, but because I'm not editing anything out.
It's too late.
Too late. It's out there now.
Yeah.
So yeah. So enjoy a nice, beautiful day, Southern Girl Show, but without the music.
Ooh, I'm not singing nothing.
I ain't singing nothing either. Not today.
I can't even think of a beat.
No, it's all right. Well, the beat is the music. The music. The beat is in the music. It's in the water.
It's in the water. She had a beer lunch, y'all.
That wouldn't have done that.
You were supposed to just roll with it.
That would not have done that. So I don't know how long we've been out here.
It's 15:30. It's 3:30. So how
when
long have we been
started.
on? I don't even know. We got started and time got away from us.
Yeah, that's right.
We started talking about Port Arthur, my brooch, and tops, and healthcare. My gray hair, y'all not supposed to be looking at.
That she keeps pointing out.
Because it's cute. But anyway.
Chewing gum, doing
video.
Chewing
gum. Yeah, you're not supposed to do, but I can't help it.
No, it's alright. It's alright. We're among friends. We're among friends. I've got a nice little picture of the park.
Yeah. How I'm gonna do this show more often if it's more on Periscope.
Yeah.
I'm only coming if it's on Periscope.
Well, I have to have the music.
I can bring some music.
Music.
Yeah, maybe I can find something. You think the people want to hear some music?
No. But we wouldn't look now because they would have said so.
Well, I don't know how many of you. Well, one person was like, "Thanks for your thoughts."
Man, that's the most important part. Thanks
we
for your
gave
thoughts.
we gave a shout out to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And all our peoples back home.
Kiwis. But you know what you can do is see if the peoples have found it on Facebook. Because if they're friends of yours, they're friends of mine. Well, no, it's just you, and then you can share it.
Oh, so I can go on my Facebook and look it up.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You don't have to go on mine. Because you just know that one of your friends is broadcasting live and you own it.
Oh, okay.
And you can just look for Lord have mercy. So here. So check out your friends. Oh, not bad. Ooh, there's Periscope.
I need to like it.
Like Periscope. Now, if this comes out how it's supposed to, how we think it's coming out, then Lanyap will actually be broadcast from time to time, especially when we're having issues at the radio station when we're not able to broadcast live. At least from
I went to me.
At least from the radio station. So we'll go over to my page. So we're checking out.
We're trying to see what's happening.
We're trying to see what's happening.
Okay.
Because even though it says broadcast and everything, and so go into search.
You right.
And we'll check it out.
I can work my phone, y'all.
I'm so glad to be doing this. And then today is such a beautiful day today. I would flip the cameras around like we did earlier, but you can just see from the sky yourself. Beautiful day, clear, not a cloud in the sky.
Oh, that's, yeah, because you're not Erica on here.
Nope. So we're going to switch over to the side, but it's kind of difficult to see the nice fountain. It's a little out of focus.
I think you got to let it sit a little bit, let it get in focus.
Yeah, but it's like...
yeah, it's doing its own thing.
It's doing its own thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here we go.
I think you need to tag me.
I need to tag you. So
well, we've been on here like an hour or so.
But there's more. There's more. So, but we're still live.
Yeah.
A message to my son, who's sometime also a favorite guest. He's asking me something. These children always ask me something.
Well, of course, you need to tag me.
But it's probably mostly that he is wanting to hang out with his friends, and
of course.
But I don't know if want to have that in the show. It would be kind of funny if people could call in. That would be pretty fun. You actually might try and see that, but I don't know if it stops the Periscope.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there's nothing you can do, but
I'm gonna have him to call us back.
Oh, if he calls you back, I think they can either hear it or something. I don't know.
So we're gonna do a little test to see.
You need to tag me when you.
But I think all of y'all gonna hear this, right? Y'all gonna hear.
It'll ask you a question when you.
So this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna ask me a little question, and so we'll see. We'll see what the sun says.
Yeah.
So, but it's been nice. This has been a nice little. Checking this out. It's new little toy here.
Yeah.
So I'm just pushing some buttons on the side though. Hope we don't get disconnected. Lanyap is live. So I put that out, but anyway.
He'll call when he calls.
I'm not worried about him right now.
Oh, okay.
So here we go. We're waiting, but he's probably hanging out with his little friends.
Is it time for school to get out about now?
They are out of school, and that's the thing. So I'm thinking that we've been out here for about an hour.
It's been an hour. I think it's been an hour.
And the thing about the broadcast for Lanyap, it's a cultural magazine about Louisiana, cultural events at home, social. Whatever anybody wants to come and talk about and use the show as a platform to speak about their projects or some of their concerns, they're more than welcome to come and do that. And now,
next time, since we're doing Periscope, I didn't understand what Periscope was.
Surprise.
I could write my stuff on the. Ooh, you know what? While I'm doing that now, I can write it down and let people on the Periscope see it.
So, like I was saying earlier, Periscope is going to be our kind of like the go-to place whenever we kind of need something as an alternative to the radio program. Because usually when we're in studio, of course, you can't see who's behind the microphone.
No.
But sometimes I like because you don't have to put on extra makeup and you just show up.
Yeah, today we had to put on face.
You had to put your face on. No, there's still sometimes a little face on as well, you know. So it's alright. Your phone is really beeping. So I don't think he's gonna call back because that would be funny if we'd be able to have people to call in as well and have the audio at the same time. That would be a nice little experiment. But anyway, I don't think that's gonna be the case today.
Yeah.
So Aisha's writing it down.
Yeah, I'm writing it down since I'm like, oh, the people can see me.
So people can see you.
Yeah.
All right, so here. Is it going to show up? Okay, now.
Oh, Jesus. I forgot.
It's backwards.
It's backwards.
But you just hold up your mirror and whatever.
Yeah,
else.
but you got it. You got it.
There we go. Ooh, there we go.
I guess I could write it down. Ooh.
Yeah, that we'll see how much of an artiste she is if she can write it backwards. But if you want to join us on a regular basis, or if you've missed, or if you would like to know more about the shows that we do on Lanyap, on Lanyap we have
I ain't gonna be
the
able to do that one. I'll have to
blog.
get that next time.
It's TheL31.blogspot.com, and so you can go onto the website or the blog and check out all of the information.
Like this.